What's up, guys? Welcome to another exciting edition of Real Estate Podcast, episode 402. I'm here with Griffin.
Trav.
And I'm dodging and trying to figure out who's watching the door with Adam.
This week we watch Sinners.
Sinners. It was a movie.
It was a movie.
Yeah, it was a movie.
Oh, you didn't like it?
We've already got Sinners at home. And it
Yeah,
came out
Dustin
about
Dawn.
30 years ago. Yeah.
It's a little
Came about
different. I mean,
yeah. Look, I've got a very unpopular opinion here, I'm sure. I think that Ryan Coogler is a good director. I think he's a terrible writer. I'm just going to throw that out right at the beginning here. Like, I haven't watched Creed. I've seen Black Panther. I haven't watched Creed 3. Based on the things that I have seen, it's like, to me, it's like he has a good idea, and then it just like, it doesn't manifest itself in the way that I would do it. You know what I'm saying?
mm-hmm.
I think that there was a lot of interesting ideas in the film. I think that there was a lot of cool stuff that was going on, but like, there's certain things that you're just, because you're like, okay, like whenever it gets into it, you're like, all right, there is a ton of people that is at this juke jive, right?
Juke joint.
Juke joint, yeah. Body count, right? Like you're going to see a couple of like moments of no, it's like everybody get out, and then the next thing you see, they're all dancing in a circle outside.
Yeah,
you know what
they're
I'm
all
saying?
Vampires now.
Yeah, it's like,
Yeah.
it's like that body count means absolutely nothing there. You know what I mean? And then it's like, let's take the first hour and a half of the movie to introduce all these characters that are just.
Well, the big fight happens when they come back inside. I don't know if y'all knew this was actually an IMAX. Could you see when the camera?
Yes.
Yeah, I noticed it when
yeah.
it moved.
Mm-hmm.
When that was happening,
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
And I was
right.
like, oh, he used several different. So that was, probably a money thing.
Right.
Like, let's just do one big fight. What I
Yeah.
thought was cool was how they were twins. Like, I didn't pick that up from the trailer.
Yeah.
And then when I was sitting there, I was like, oh, shit. That's not one Michael B. Jordan. It's two.
Yeah. We
One's
got
a red
double
hat,
down on
one's got a blue.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it's just there was a couple of times, a couple of moments in the film where I would have done things a little bit, and I thought that their take on the vampirism and vampires and stuff was kind of interesting. But it's like, I guess my question, and I may have missed this at some point when I was watching it, but it's like whenever he turns them into a vampire, he gets all their memories and stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and then they're like connected because whenever he got hurt, they would get hurt, this, that, and the other. So, like, wouldn't he have known? Like, would he have known that dude kept his brother alive? Like, does the memory transfer end when the blood sucking stops?
Well, he was getting fucked up when that happened, I thought. Wasn't they were outside, and then it showed him over his brother. He was over him, and then they're outside in the water.
Yes.
And then the brother shows up to help him. I mean, it could have been, but he was like, he was in the middle of something right there. I mean, yeah, there's a little plot hole there, but.
Yeah, I mean.
Well, I think it's because he was really obsessed with. I mean, he was just
because you get someone's memories, that just happened.
Right. And that's what I'm wondering. It's like, okay, because the way that they're all tied together,
yeah,
it's like, I don't know. Maybe I'm reading too much into it. It's fine,
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I don't know. It's fine. I thought that it was interesting how like dude wanted the music, right?
Yeah.
Like he
Because it was
wanted,
better than his songs.
which is crazy because it's like there was a lot of different songs, a lot of different genres of music that was happening here. You know what I'm saying? And I
Yeah.
can look at like the
But
political
his little Irish
commentary.
jigs wasn't going to get him in no juke joint. I mean, that's why they get in.
Yeah, I know.
They were like, get the fuck out of here with that shit.
Yeah.
He's like, we'll be in the park.
He was free. He was straight river dancing out there, dude.
That whole scene was kind of cool where they did their big.
Yeah.
I'm like, who's playing the drums? I don't see a drummer.
I know.
It was a fat beat though.
Yeah. But I understand the social commentaries here. But it's like if we like, okay, let's take the movie for what it is, right? White man wants what the black man has, right? Like he's a vampire, he wants the music, he wants the experience, he wants all that stuff, right? But like just like whenever we watch Heretic, it's like everything is an iteration of an iteration, right?
Mm-hmm.
So look what Elvis did to blues music, which is his interpretation and his iteration of blues music, right? So it's like even if he gets that, it's still going to be an iteration of the original, is it not? So it's like from my perspective, the social commentary that's happening here is almost it's a point that doesn't need to be made.
Yeah.
Because everybody takes all of their influences. They take all of the, how certain things make them feel, how certain movies and certain music and things like that. And then they combine that stuff together and they make something that is wholly new. And it's like, maybe I'm missing the point where it's like, this dude's a vampire. He can't make something that's wholly new. Right. And maybe that's why he wants it. But to me, it's just like, why are we doing this social commentary thing right here?
Well, that's what this guy does in every movie he does. I mean,
well, yeah,
you have to know that going in. I mean, I think that's why a lot of people were like, I'm not going to watch that movie. And then there's a big rally. And it was like, it's good, though. And it's like, well,
Yeah.
So going in, you got to know that's happening. Like the Asian people that sound like, they grew up right there on the plantation,
Yeah, right.
I'm like, that's interesting.
Yeah.
But you just got to know going in, that's going to be there.
Yeah, and that's fine. Like, and that's fine. But look at I guess I'm spoiled, right? Because look at what Jordan Peele was able to accomplish with the films that he's made.
Better writer.
Like 10,000 times better writer.
Yeah.
In my opinion,
Way better writer.
Yeah.
You won't even know that's what's happening. But you'll be thinking about it later and be like, oh.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it's just, I don't like Ryan Coogler as a writer. Like, I had the same issues with Black Panther and Black Panther 2. Like, there was just terrible decisions that was made during that entire writing process that just made the movie fall flat. And like I said, we spend the first hour and a half of this movie, it feels like, introducing all these characters. Let's get the crew together. The two characters that you care about the most, or that you're supposed to care about the most, don't really interact with one another whatsoever until
probably easier to film that,
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, absolutely, of course, right? But still, though, like you care about the brothers, and I like how they try to pull the focus of the main character over to the dude with the guitar. Like I like that, but like at the same time, you're there to see Michael B. Jordan in like playing dual roles at the end of the day. Yeah.
Yeah.
The Smokestack twins or what,
Smokestack Lightning.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, it built up to all this, and then it's like whenever things finally start making a turn, like I was expecting it to go off the rails, and in moments it did, but it didn't for me go far enough off of the rails. Like that was the thing about.
Well, let's say that's the issue, because it doesn't matter whether it's the better. Like if we're comparing this to a better vampire film or a lesser vampire film, it only goes so far. There's only so far that it goes to, and it doesn't exceed it.
Yeah.
Like you could, like a superior film is From Dusk Till Dawn.
Yeah.
The most extreme parts of this movie were no different than that.
Right. But I think the thing that changes it for me is the presentation of From Dusk Till Dawn, because the first half of From Dusk Till Dawn is like a crime thriller. And then when that left turn happens, it comes completely out of nowhere, which I will say Sinners had a really good marketing team, because nobody knew.
Had no idea they were twins.
Well, and had no idea that it was a vampire movie. Until
we knew that. The first trailer.
Did they show vampire stuff in there?
Yeah.
Oh, well.
We were all like, this is Dusk Till Dawn.
The whole scene where she's like, we're going to kill every one of you.
And she had vampire teeth. And then the people that was like trying to come in, and the guy with the fucking red eyes, like, that was all in the trailer.
Okay.
Knew it was a vampire movie.
It's been a while.
It has.
Yeah, it's been a while. But whenever it go, like when From Dusk Till Dawn goes off the rails in that way, it's like it turns from like a crime drama.
You have no idea what that's gonna.
Yes, into like a horror action.
Like it goes there.
Yes. Well, yeah, I mean the journey to those, yeah, the journey might be drastically different and for better or worse. But it all stems down to, all right, homeboy's getting his throat ripped out. And there's like there were what I appreciated was the feel that Coogler tried to do. Like he tried to give it a not Bram Stoker's, but a John Carpenter's vampires thing from time to time. Those subtle nods to From Dusk Till Dawn, just all those little nitbits. While some of the things I agree with in your opinion, the parts that could be appreciated kind of harken back to those old vampire movies that I watched growing up. And I can appreciate it for that.
Well, yeah, I mean, and I'll absolutely give credit where credit's due. I mean, we've talked a long time for a while about how like vampire movies are on the downswing, werewolf movies, these classic creature movies. And it's nice to see that, like, okay, let's do a vampire movie. Let's do it serious. Let's not do anything. And hey, hats off to the guy for that. You know what I mean?
I'll say it's out of all, and I haven't seen Creed, but it's the best movie I've seen of his.
Oh, I'll say that too. It looks amazing.
It did look really good.
I enjoyed this much more than I did.
It was kind of a silly goose time.
Than the Black Panther films.
And the guy that played Sammy, their cousin,
yes.
First movie he's ever been in. I thought he did a good job. And he kind of had like the Crossroads kind of vibe going on.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
yeah.
Like he went on, and I think he even played some of the guitar in the thing. I think he actually played.
Did y'all see the post-credit scene?
Yeah, with the old guy.
Yes, that was incredible.
Stack rolling up.
Yes.
Now I think that's why I've got a soft spot for this movie, because I mean, I could absolutely tear into it as well, but I think it had that feeling like it was some twisted version of Crossroads.
Yeah.
And that's a personal all-time favorite movie for me, is that. And I love the idea of, blues man selling his soul to the devil. There's some sort of.
The whole, we've seen a lot of vampire flicks, but like this was kind of like, they're off the plantation. It's a different little POV.
Yes.
they go to Chicago. Looks like they stole all that alcohol, right? Like we don't get none of that back. It would have been kind of cool if we would have led with what went on there.
Yeah.
Like they're in Chicago, gangstering it up, and go kind of, lead in like they did in Dusk Till Dawn. Like give us a little more. Because the beginning of this, like they were by the building, the sawmill, which was always meant to be a trap. He finds that out when they turn the one dude into a vampire.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, he's going to kill all these motherfuckers now. Like,
yeah.
Which I thought was weird was like, because like, you want to dig at something. He's sitting there like, there's his dead wife holding his dead baby. So I'm like, oh, he's going to heaven. But he's sitting there holding a gun, fucking.
Yeah.
Just shooting people. It's like, I don't want you to get smoke on the baby.
Yeah.
Don't worry, you're still getting in.
Yeah. I would have liked to have seen, because, they talked about being in the trenches, Germany and all this.
Yeah, they're in the war. Was it both of them or just the one?
They said both of them.
Okay.
So it would have been, because to me, it's like you have these two characters that are twins, and I understand like it's easier to film and all that stuff, but it would have been really cool to see like their journey. Like, because we spend a lot of the first part of this movie getting the crew together. It's like, I don't care about any of these people.
Because they're going to die anyway.
Yeah.
We're getting a bunch of red shirts.
Yes.
Well, then, they're already talking about doing a sequel.
Well,
and Tom Cruise was doing, but now you've got room for a prequel because that's the only way to bring the other brother back.
Yeah.
It could be like them in the war. Like, they don't even have anything to do with vampires really. Or they run into something there. They don't know it's a vampire. Like,
and, and as much as it would be nice to see some more of the journey of what would have been their character development. I kind of personally like that it was left to the dialogue.
Well, it made too much money, man. They're gonna beat that horse to death. Like,
of course,
But
yeah, the whole idea of them referencing things off movie per se. I think it worked in this movie's favor to a degree. Because it did make you kind of care about them and kind of forget that the main protagonist was the guitar player.
Yeah.
And coming off of that, not seeing any of the war situations and stuff. And as for the red shirt effect, I think it's to build up on that moment, and I can see where it fell flat for you, and I guess for several other people too. But it's just the idea too that like it's a horrifying thought that like suddenly everyone just massacred around you, and it's almost like a parallel to the war. Like, everybody's going in at first. Everyone's all hunky-dory. Oh, we're going to have a good old time, And then the reality sets in and, like, everybody around you, people like, you inside and out, like as much as it's played for laughs, the big guy, like, even he's gone. Yeah, even he's gone.
Take a shit.
The simpleton is even dead. Like, no one was really spared. And I could see where that might have been an angle he was trying to build up with. Did he execute it very good? Maybe not. It could be, it could be lacking, or it could, could be better. But I can see that for what it is.
I didn't hate it. After it went off, I was just like, I really want to watch From Dusk Till Dawn now.
Did y'all like the main vampire dude? I thought he was pretty cool.
Yeah. And it was a very interesting, like I said, the memory thing. was really, really interesting. And it's like they could have really played that up, you know?
Yeah,
But
the idea of a hive mind is always cool. Especially when it's executed properly.
yeah. And it's like, what is his story? And maybe that's the prequel.
Well, see, and that's another thing where it's an off movie comment where he's talking about, you know, how he explains, you know, it's just a brief little bit of dialogue where he's you know, he's like a Celtic vampire or a descendant of a Celtic vampire. And that's something I'd like to see.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Not every, you know, I'm sitting there thinking, okay, so it's some old blood, but it's not necessarily like a Bram Stoker's Dracula or Nosferatu level type of being. It's like it's just a different approach, and I'm sure if someone was to crack open a Celtic lore book, I'm sure they have their own version of how vampires came to be, just like there are with Native Americans and all that. Which, speaking of which, it's always the fucking Native Americans that know some shit's going down.
Right.
They're
They're like, the
always
sun's
like,
going down. We got to roll out.
yeah, the wind's speaking differently. We have to leave.
Yeah. And it's like, did he try to infiltrate, you know, their crew, the Native American tribe? And like, they were like, we ain't doing all this. You better go on.
You know, I will say this though, and it's not necessarily silly, but I just thought it was an odd choice that the most common used trope that that Coogler played on was the inviting the vampire inside.
Yeah. Right.
I was like, that's an interesting, but it made for very, it kind of helped it on its suspense level.
Yeah, won't you go and let me back in when Cornbread came back?
Yeah.
How come we got to
He said,
invite you in? He's like, I mean, hey, man, just go and move out my way.
You've been out of this goddamn place all day.
Yeah.
Why you need an invite now?
Well, it would have been a slaughter without that. But when when the Asian chick, when her husband went out there and she realized he was in on it, and then she went in there and was like, we got to fucking do something. We got to do something. And she was just like, hey, motherfuckers, why don't you come in here? It was like, oh, shit.
That's when the gut sinks and you go, you dumbass.
I would have shot her before she got it out.
Oh, yeah. Right.
Pushed her out the door.
That would have been an interesting turn of events in the movie too. Like not even like kill her, but like maim her with a gun. Like she goes to say it and someone shoots her. They're like, no, we're not fucking doing that. Not this fucking movie, you know?
Well, like dude with his brother, it was like, yo, he's turned, man. We gotta he's gotta go.
I didn't hate it.
I thought Michael B. Jordan did a good job playing the twins.
I mean, and he does great in everything that I've seen him in.
Like he even came in with like he had a little accent.
Yeah.
Boy, that was tough.
Two different personalities.
Yeah.
You know, it's good. He did a good job.
So it didn't kill all the vampires when they killed the main one.
No.
The son killed them all.
Yeah, right. Except for
Stack
and that white chick,
Mary
or whatever. Yeah. So
he was like, "You somebody else with a woman." She was like, "You can take me out for a spend the night."
Yeah.
The scene where they got a Stack in the room and they put the camera. They did the Shining.
Yes.
Where he's beating his head on the door, like some nice camera work.
Oh,
Look good.
yeah.
Look good.
Yeah.
The color, the way they tried to match the color of that time, like
Yeah. And I like how each person, had a color that represented that character too. You had blue, you had red, yellow, like each and the people that were associated with those characters wore similar colors too. Kind of give you a hint. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like it was cool the way that they did stuff like that. I really appreciated it for that.
Well, at one point in the movie, like Mary told Stack something about go to hell, and he's like, "I'll save you a seat right next to me." And then by the end of the movie,
Yep.
he told him when they were driving to the thing, he was playing the guitar, and he was like, "God damn, cousin,
Yeah.
I know you had that." He's like, "On the way back, you can drive," and he did. He was driving the car on the way back.
Yeah.
His cousin just wasn't in it. So he went in that church long enough to be like, "I'm leaving town.
Yeah. I'm
I'm
getting
going
out
to
of here.
Chicago.
Yeah.
I'm going to become a world famous musician."
That's funny. He's like, we got all your records. Them early ones sound like shit, though. That recording quality was shit. I was like, yeah, he right. He wrong.
I thought they were going to kill him. And then when they went to leave and he said, "Hey," I was like, "Oh, is he going to ask for it?" He's like, "That night was the best night of my life."
Michael B. Jordan was in Hardball. You remember Hardball?
Uh,
2001? Keanu
mm,
Reeves. He was a baseball coach. He would have been a kid in this.
I don't remember that. I see the poster.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Keanu Reeves is a baseball coach. Is that a
I
comedy?
know.
Was
No.
that like a feel good? Well, yeah, right here, comedy, drama, sport,
Well,
like a feel good.
yeah.
Like
It's kinda like
it's like
bad-
that teacher that went to that school and was going to
Yeah.
save the community.
Yeah.
We just need to get these kids off the street. Play a little
Yeah.
hardball.
A little hardball. I didn't hate the movie. I just wanted more. I just wanted. I don't know. Been spoiled. That's the problem. Expectations are way
Well,
too high.
now you got to take what you can get. And that's why I like all that little shit that they sprinkle in where it's just like, now you just got to be like, okay, all right, let's
Well, and I'm
move
fine
on.
with that. Well, and like I said, I'm cool with that. Like, do whatever you got to
What was
do.
the first thing you
whatever
brought
makes-
up?
Well, yeah, I
Right.
know, but let's do it in a really interesting and clever kind of way. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Not this guy.
I think Jordan Peele kind of, he kind of made me set my expectations for it a little too high, knowing, like having that quality and then people praising this movie the way that they did. Like, because remember when Get Out came out, they did the same thing.
Yeah.
Us, Nope, same. And I was like, oh, okay. Are we on that level? No.
No.
I said my expectations were set way too high, I think. And that might have been my fault going into it, but
Yeah, we're coming off of the just two Black Panthers.
yeah. And that second one was bad. The first one is watchable. The second one is not great. I'm gonna give it a half star.
Or you giving it a half? Were you giving it, Trav?
I think I'm going with the half as well, but I didn't hate it. I liked it more than I disliked. Like the parts that I didn't like which Griffin pointed out. They didn't bug me as much and
You liked it
everything.
more than you
So
thought you were gonna like it.
a lot more
did
than I
too.
thought I was going to.
I was like, oh,
And,
okay, well.
And yeah, so for that, I'll give it a half. Do
You
I
know,
see
there was
myself
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, do I see myself revisiting it? Probably not. But to be honest, there's not a lot of vampire films that I do revisit.
Well, the list is long. There's a lot of movies to watch. I mean, in that world, it's like,
Yeah.
List
now,
is long.
let's say
and
I
life
run
is
out of shit
short.
to watch one day. You never know,
Yeah.
you know?
Would I recommend this movie to people? Probably. I think it's a good mainstream one. It's not a the intense parts aren't so intense that it's going to shy people away from watching it.
I had to get your score because if you went full, I was going to go half. So now I'm going to go full because I think it's a 2-star film.
I agree.
I think it at least should get 2 stars.
So, I mean, I can back that.
But all that hype that it had,
Yeah.
it was like, I mean, why are we? You don't have to do that. Just let the movie speak for itself. Like, I mean, there was some kind of online campaign. You know, like directors were coming out. Like, I went to the theater and watched this. You have to go see it. And it's like, how many movies did you vouch for the last, let's say, 5 or 10 years? Oh, none. Why are you vouching for this one?
Yeah.
I mean, everybody from Ben Stiller to, hell, they wheeled out Tom Cruise.
They got him out of his freaking hyperbolic chamber.
Yeah. Well, he had to do a stunt.
Oh,
That was the
yeah.
whole thing.
Okay.
He's like, he was doing the stunt recently for Mission Impossible. This was just a stunt to promote the movie where he jumps out of an airplane and his parachute's on fire.
Oh.
And he like gets in a spin. I mean, it's really him. He cuts, you see his face like he's freaking out. He cuts the chute, reopens the other chute. He's fine. He did this 7 times.
Um.
The first one looked great. It was like, yep, it's on fire. Yep, that's him. He's like, all right, let's run it back. And you know, everybody was like, oh, God, no. Like,
Yeah. Right.
just one time if something goes wrong, like, why? He's an adrenaline junkie.
Yeah.
That's what it is. No pills, no nothing, you know.
Yeah.
Got to get it some way. He was like, I really like when that snake jumped out.
Why would you do that? Why would you? 7 times is a lot.
7 times.
Like 2
Parachute
times.
on fire.
Was anybody strapped to him? It's
Just
just
him.
him. Just Tom Cruise free
Yeah, doing like a
through the-
death roll. Because the parachute's on fire, so it's all fucking tangled on fire.
Yeah.
And he starts spinning, and he's got to get out of the spin before he can open the other one. It's like, what if you can't get out of that? And he's like, that's it. What if I can't? And it's like, oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
He's getting a boner thinking
It's
about
like,
it.
all
What if I
right, 4th
can't?
take. That was great.
Yeah.
Let's
we
go
don't
ahead and
need to-
wrap it up. Not so fast.
Yeah. One more take.
I think my eyes were closed. You're wearing goggles.
Yeah.
We're going to do it again.
And that was just to promote the movie. That's
Just to
not
promote
even
it.
in
It's
the
not
movie.
even in the movie. That dude's wild. Proceed.
I guess, I guess whenever you have that much money, I don't know. I will
Well,
never
when you're
know
that
that
guy,
word. I don't.
I mean, he won't even
I'll
eat
never-
popcorn for real, but he'll jump out of a fucking airplane with a damn
Yeah.
parachute on fire.
Yeah. Right. I don't know, man.
I just like one day something's going to go wrong.
Yep.
I
Well,
mean,
this
when you're
is the
pushing
last
it that
mission.
much. Yeah, but he's like, I'm going to do it until I'm 100. I'm going to do my stunts.
Yeah, but
So
how
he'll probably
old
be
is
like 88. They're like, Tom Cruise, try to do the old parachute thing again. And reaction time's not quite. But to be fair, when he's 100, he'll be like our 50. To be fair,
That's true.
the man don't age.
He was
He's
born
in
in
the chamber.
1980s. He's
Yeah,
62 years old.
he's in the chamber eating fresh placenta.
He's like, bring me some more umbilical cord.
Swirl it up like pasta.
He's eating unicorn steaks.
Yeah.
That's where they got the idea. That's what I heard.
I've been wanting to watch Vanilla Sky.
I
It's
have
funny that
to.
you. Yeah, it's funny that you bring Tom Cruise
I
up
just
because
haven't
I've been
seen it in a long time, and
Yeah,
I
yeah.
went ahead and make sure I had it. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
And I thought I was going to be able to get my grandfather to watch it one day, but I brought it up and talked about it, and then he was just kind of like, I was like, okay, yeah, I want to be able to watch it. I don't want to have you.
Yeah.
I don't need
'Cause it
director's
is-
commentary.
Well, it is a movie where you're like, what's happening now?
Yeah.
Yeah. Why has he got that
Yeah.
mask on? It's like,
What's she doing there?
yeah.
I thought he was dead.
Watch the movie.
Yeah.
It explains it. Just watch the movie.
I'm like,
It's
you know
funny,
as much
though.
as I know.
Yeah. Haven't you seen this before? Shh. I like
Been a
how on
long time.
IMDb, Tom Cruise's nickname is TC. We got to
Probably
quit
picked
calling
it
Tyler
himself.
Childers TC. Yeah, I know. Have you seen his birth name?
Tom Cruise?
Yes.
No.
I'm putting it in general. This is his
Oh,
birth
is it?
name.
Something wild. Oh.
Thomas Cruise Mapother the fourth.
What a last name.
Yeah.
Oh. There's a William Mapother. Oh, it's his cousin. He's an actor. He's like, well, I certainly
Really?
can't go by that.
Yeah. Yeah.
He definitely looks related to Tom Cruise.
Yeah, he does.
There's 3 other people named Thomas Mapother.
Yep.
This motherfucker's a clone.
His father before him.
Oh, I recognize his cousin. He was in Lost. Yeah, he's done a bunch of shit. I wonder how he got those jobs. Huh.
Yeah.
He calls him, hey, Tom, it's William. Just wondering if you had any scripts laying around you didn't want to do that you could possibly put a word in. He's like, you have to jump out of an airplane with a parachute on fire, and I'll think about it.
He's like, yeah, I don't know about that, Tom.
Dude, the tape of him talking to the film crew when they were making Mission Impossible during COVID, like you ain't never heard Tom Cruise like that. Because someone like broke protocol on the film set, and he's like, you motherfuckers are next. Like, you're fucking done if it happens again. Don't even fucking look at me.
I mean,
He's like, you can tell, like, everybody standing there is looking at the ground. Hell, I was looking at the ground. I was just listening to it. Like, you know, he's mad. He was like, the whole world's depending on us to keep cinema alive. And I believe it. He told him, he's like, you're going to get off this time, but if it happens again, like, dude, you'll probably never work again.
Yeah.
Tom Cruise puts a call in. I've made $12 billion.
Good. All right.
Like,
So
he's
I'm
got a
looking at his salaries, right?
Yes.
From War
That's just the
of the
salary.
Worlds. Yeah. War of the Worlds 2005, right? I enjoy that movie, you know?
Yeah.
100 million from 20% of the back end. He made 100 million off of that. Spielberg. That's crazy.
Oh, yeah. He's getting a piece of the pie then. He's getting a little money up front.
It made 603 million. worldwide. I didn't realize that movie in 2005 made that much money.
Had Tom Cruise in it.
That's true.
I mean, it turns people out. I mean, the last movie star. There's nobody alive now that can put a movie out and make that kind of. No one.
Yeah.
The last action hero. Nah, he's the last movie star because he'll do serious.
Yeah.
And he's proved
Comedy.
himself over the years.
Yeah.
I'm like,
He
yeah,
made
weird guy, good actor.
12.5. He made 12.5 million off of A Few Good Men. How much do you think Jack Nicholson made off that?
Half.
If he made 12.5.
Well, Jack Nicholson was a bigger star at the time. But that was, what was
Yeah.
that, in the early 90s?
92, yeah.
Hmm.
I mean, he had to make double that, right? 25?
13.
13, really?
I'm just saying it was just like, Tom's like 12.5 and they're like him 13.
Yeah.
I don't think it's that far apart.
Yeah. I don't know.
I mean,
He made 100,000 off of Magnolia. Like, he did Jerry Maguire 20 million, Eyes Wide Shut 20 million, $100,000 Magnolia. Paul Thomas Anderson. That's crazy.
Jack Nicholson made $5 million for his role in A Few Good Men. Now, I almost said half that at first.
How in the world?
It's his role. How long was his role? You can't handle the truth. All right, you
Well-
done, Jack? Wrap it up. But he was the movie. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, that scene went on to
Yeah.
be in like movie compilations for years. Like Jack Nicholson,
Yeah.
you can't handle the truth.
I mean, it's a
Yeah.
part of pop culture.
Yeah.
Yeah. We need to. I haven't watched. I think I've watched the first Mission Impossible film. I mean, and that came out in like '96, right?
Yeah, it was real early.
Yeah.
I watched it not too long ago. My granddad, I got them all. Collect the whole set.
I mean, are they good?
Well, we watched that one, and then I tried to keep going because that's like right. I was like, you like Jack Ryan? You like? I mean, this is hell. This kind of started all that. Like,
Yeah.
and he's just over here like, why is he hanging from the ceiling like that? I'm like, because he's fucking it's Mission Impossible.
Yeah.
I will say, while we were watching that movie, I was like, boy, you can see the year.
Yeah.
Like the electronics and stuff, like big computer screens. Like,
Yeah.
it's like, whoa, the big ass phones.
Yeah. Yeah. It came
I
out in
liked it.
'96.
I remember watching it
Ethan
when it came
Hunt.
out.
Yeah.
He was the biggest thing at the MTV Movie Awards that year.
Yeah.
I believe he won and he came out just laughing, doing that crazy Tom Cruise laugh.
He hasn't really done a lot of movies, really.
Mission Impossible.
Yeah. I mean, when you look at his filmography, I mean, he hasn't done a lot.
Pretty picky.
Yeah.
Jerry Maguire.
Mhm. Show me the money. I got a little bit of movie news here, though.
What you got?
There's a couple of things here that I saw. So the John Wick director has some bad news about the upcoming spinoff. So Ballerina, right, as well as Ballerina, which releases in theaters today, June the 6th. Lionsgate previously confirmed that another John Wick spinoff was in development. Following the release of Chapter 4 in 2023, fans fell in love with Donnie Yen's blind assassin Kane, who had a long history with Keanu Reeves' John Wick. Fan reception around Kane was so strong that Lionsgate and Chad Stahelski announced that a spin-off movie starring the character is in development. Progress on the film appears to be going strong, but Stahelski has given a major update about Kane that will surely leave fans disappointed. During Chad Stahelski's conversation with the Hollywood Reporter to promote from the world of John Wick Ballerina, the director gave a much-needed update on the upcoming Kane spin-off film. Donnie Yen is already confirmed to star in the film, but with Reeves making a cameo in Ballerina, many assume he would reprise his role, however briefly in Kane. Unfortunately, Stahelski wants the Kane spinoff to separate itself from the core movies. This is what he had to say. The Donnie Yen spinoff doesn't have the John Wick character. It's got Donnie Yen, and it's an ode to Kung Fu movies. If John Wick 1 was about Charles Bronson and Lee Marvin, this is about Chow Yun-fat, John Woo, and Wong Kar-wai. I can't pronounce that. Wong Kar-wai. So I think that 1 is a little easier to get it across to audiences because it's in a subgenre of what we love. CinemaCon earlier this year, Kane received the biggest update yet. During Lionsgate presentation, it was revealed that Donnie Yen would direct the movie as well as star in it. The film has also landed a screenwriter in the Batman Part 2 and Terminator Zero's Mattson Tomlin. The writer is also working with Keanu Reeves to adapt his graphic novel Berserker into a feature film. I'm not mad at that, separating John Wick from it.
So it is still going to come out.
Yes, it's just delayed.
Because I want
it's not going to have John. Yeah, and it's not going to have John Wick.
The prequel, the TV show didn't have him in it.
Yeah,
it was great. Also, isn't he dead?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, right?
I think they're doing something else with him. I mean,
I don't know.
I mean,
yeah,
it's probably a prequel, but it's like, dude, I'm excited for that show. That sounds good, or whatever it's going to be like.
Says that Ballerina is a prequel of sorts taking place between the events of John Wick 3, Parabellum, and Chapter 4. That's how it has allowed John Wick to appear in the film.
Yeah.
That's it. It's interesting that Donnie Yen's going to be directing as well as starring in it. I love Kung Fu movies. I hope they lean into it, you know? So, I'm not mad at it.
The choreography will probably be off the rails.
Yes. I think it'll be good.
Yeah.
He's 61 years old and he's still kicking ass like that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. Who do you think will win in a fight, Donnie Yen or Tom Cruise?
Donnie Yen.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, are we acting or?
No, this is a real fight. A real fight.
Will his parachute be on fire?
Probably. Just because. He's like, tie my hands behind my back. I'm going to kick this dude's ass.
Yeah. And they're like, action. And he starts getting fucked up. He's like, wait a minute, you really hit me. He's like, did anyone teach this guy how to hit? Like, it's a real fight, Tom. My religion doesn't allow me to fight. Tom Cruise will get his ass kicked, dude.
For sure, right?
Yeah.
But before we move on from the Tom Cruise talk, do you think that, you know how Burt Reynolds was in The Last Movie Star, I think was the name of that movie,
yeah,
right?
That's what I was thinking about when I said that. Like,
right.
Yeah.
So do you think there's a world, or do you think that this would happen to where someone takes the idea of Tom Cruise and writes that character where he's over the top, he's got everything, but like a really well written,
like
big
they
budget.
did that Nicolas Cage movie, kind of.
Yes.
I think it would be great.
You think he would do it?
He did Tropic Thunder.
That's
like he's in on the joke of Tom Cruise. He ain't dumb.
That's true.
Like he's playing this, even when he's in public, he plays Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
That's not fucking that guy. Like,
yeah.
The way he was eating popcorn, dude.
Yeah. I don't know.
He was waiting for somebody to say cut so he could stop, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, I was just thinking, That would be great if they did that.
I think it
And
would
he-
make $1 billion.
Well, and he could reprise his role as Les Grossman
Yeah.
in that same film where he's the studio exec.
Like he's going through doing all the roles.
Yeah.
Son
Oh
of a
my
woman.
dude. Yes. Come on, man. We could write it. We got another update on Horizon here. So I know. So Kevin Costner's Horizon franchise is sinking deeper and deeper into quicksand, and even the franchise's cast is uncertain about the future of the Western epic. Chapter 1 was released in 2024 to middling reviews and an underwhelming box office take, putting plans on hold for Costner's partly self-funded passion project franchise. As we eagerly await Chapter 2 to receive an official release date, the actor-director has already made a start on filming Chapter 3. However, Horizon's ongoing legal troubles appear to be more than the franchise can handle. The new update came via actor Glenn Turman, who spoke to Screen Rant at the premiere of Tyler Perry's Straw. On the red carpet, Turman, who is set to make his Horizon debut in the already filmed Chapter 2, gave a very worrying update about the state of Costner's franchise. They started filming Part 3, the actor said, getting fans' hopes up before burning them down faster than the original town of Horizon. I don't know. just gut punch Costner. I don't know if they've continued it. I think there was a temporary shutdown, and I don't know if they went back. The actor then went on to praise Kevin Costner's work on the 4-film series and explained that he can't wait for audiences to hopefully see Chapter 2 whenever that might be. But Part 2, I can't wait to see, he continued. It's kind of frustrating on my part, everybody's part that's connected, but I love Part 1 as well. It takes us back to old-fashioned movie making and watching stories, and Kevin is one of the best at doing that, so my hat's off to him. What a bold move he made. Unfortunately, Turman is none the wiser as to when Chapter 2 might be released. When asked what he'd heard about a potential release, he simply said, not a thing. So they break down. So we've got the sexual assault situation. Costner and Horizon series were served with a very serious lawsuit when professional stunt performer Devin Labella filed for sexual harassment, discrimination, and the creation of a hostile work environment. The suit stems from an unplanned and unrehearsed sexual assault scene. The third lawsuit was by the United Costume Corporation, which we talked about last week. That's the third lawsuit. And then I'm guessing Lionsgate's lawsuit that's going on. So they start like 2 hasn't released. They started filming 3. They're out of money. Why? Why start 3 until we figure out if 2's even going to release?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Making some
How
bad
old?
decisions.
Yeah. How old's Kevin Costner?
He's got to be pushing 70 if he's already not, right?
Yeah. I would think so. Let's see. He is 70 years old, 1955. Yep.
That's about right.
Yeah.
Fuck the Yellowstone Mafia's after his ass.
Yeah. I agree.
They're taking
Well,
him
it's like-
down. He didn't want to stick around and finish Yellowstone, so it's like Hollywood's like, nuke it.
Yeah. Yeah, right.
He'll never work in this town again.
Yeah. It's like he wants to leave his mark,
He did.
right? But he already has.
Yeah.
So like why does he need to leave his mark?
He wants to come out and
now?
do this big, like, directed thing, and it's like, yeah, I mean, it was okay. Should have done a show. It'd all be done.
Yeah.
One season.
He
TV,
probably
they
could
would
have
have eat that up.
when he probably could have got the Yellowstone guy to finance part. You know what I mean?
He would have had to finish that series because they hate each other now. But Paramount would have worked with him.
Yeah. for sure.
I
don't
mean,
know.
that dude started Yellowstone. He also wrote
Yeah.
Sicario, so that's not a big. I mean,
Yeah.
I didn't know that, but he did that Yellowstone show, and off of that, he's got like 17 shows.
Yeah. I don't know, man.
Some of them were pretty good.
We'll probably see them release chapter 2. I'd say by the end of the year, they'll probably drop it, try to make as much off of it as they can, and that'll be the end of it, right?
Or turn around and put that money into finishing. It also depends what happens legally,
Yeah.
because,
That's very true.
like,
Yeah. Very true. So the live action Legend of Zelda film gets delayed. It was originally scheduled to be released on March 26, 2027, but will now arrive on May the 7th, 2027. So 2 months.
yeah.
The new,
It's
Yeah,
already
right.
delayed. It's 2027. Like,
Yeah, I know, right. So the news was shared on Twitter in a statement from Miyamoto. He cited production reasons for the change in the film's release date, which comes just over 2 months after it found its slot on the theatrical calendar. This is Miyamoto. For production reasons, we are changing the release date of the live-action film The Legend of Zelda to May the 7th, 2027. Miyamoto announced in a statement on Nintendo's account. It will be some weeks later than the release timing we originally announced, and we will take the extra time to make the film as good as it can be. Thank you for your patience. It says Legend of Zelda's original March release date positioned it in the same month as Paramount Pictures' latest video game adaptation, Sonic the Hedgehog 4, and the next entry in Legendary Pictures' cinematic monsterverse, Godzilla X Kong Supernova. Its new May the 7th slot was previously held by Avengers Secret Wars, but opened up last month after the MCU's multiverse-ending epic was pushed back. The only other significant release currently penciled for May 2027 is Star Wars Starfighter, though that comes out at the end of the month. If that even comes out. The Star Wars flick might not even come out.
Mhm.
So it's a joint production between Nintendo and Sony, which is crazy. Wes, yeah, right. The guy who did Wes Ball, who did the Maze Runner trilogy, and Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, is set to direct. He also serves as a producer alongside Joe Hartwick Jr. under their Oddball Entertainment banner. So yeah.
It's finally happening.
Yeah, it says the cast has not been confirmed, but Euphoria actor Hunter Schafer
Yeah.
is
Actor,
reportedly being eyed. Yeah,
not
eyed
actress.
as to play Zelda. Yeah. The
He kinda looks like
princess. Does he? Hold
Mhm.
on.
Yeah, when you see the side by side, it's like, yeah, I could see it.
Yeah.
Put the ears on it. I was surprised at the casting. The only reason I say that, with it being like Japan and Sony,
Yeah.
I was surprised.
Yeah. But that's reportedly being eyed, so we don't know.
Yeah.
That could just be
Rumors.
whatever. Yeah.
Right, good.
Still can't wait to see it when it comes out.
Oh yeah,
It's going to be interesting.
it's funny. They're working with Sony. They're like,
I know,
what's some of that Sony money that Sony's been like, come in here, we'll show you how much Sonic made.
Yeah, right. Come sit down.
And I watched that last Sonic movie.
Yeah.
Great.
I haven't
Also
watched it
watched
yet.
Knuckles. Great.
Definitely going to have to peep those.
Down to see another Sonic movie. Number 4.
Yeah. Kevin Smith can't afford to ruin Dogma 2 script.
I know that's right.
Dogma holds a special place of its own among Kevin Smith's filmography, and fans are mostly elated that the director is finally working on a sequel. Smith, who has already produced sequels to Clerks and Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, is currently in development on Dogma 2 after the rights to the movie were locked away by Miramax for years. Details about the project are being kept a secret by Smith and those involved, but the director is aware of how much pressure rests on his shoulders to get the movie right. Smith recently spoke to Screen Rant to promote the theatrical re-release of Dogma and opened up about the pressure he feels over fans' expectations for Dogma 2. I can't fucking afford to ruin a Dogma spinoff, Smith said. Too many people fucking love this movie, so I can't make that same movie again because I don't have the same faith. The director is known for calling himself out when he makes a bad movie, and he knows that fans do the same online. I do want to reassure those cats who love Dogma that are like, oh, he's going to fucking ruin it. And I saw Clerks 3. Fuck him. While Kevin Smith's religious beliefs might have changed since he made the original, the director says that hasn't stopped him from putting pen to paper to find a way around his crisis of faith. Like the way they say in the movie, I don't believe like that anymore. I have some pretty good ideas, he continued, but what it lacks in the faith that powered that first one, I know where it is now because I've been writing it. It makes up for it in pure cleverness. Where's the Mallrats sequel? Where's Moose Jaws?
Where's Moose Jaws?
Is he just gonna sequelize the entire VS
what he said he would never do.
Yeah.
I mean, he tried to go off and make these other movies, and it almost pushed him into not being a filmmaker anymore. And then what he started with Clerks first.
Yeah.
And then Jay and Bob. And then I saw a clip of him this week. Now, I agree with him there. You really can't afford to fuck Dogma up.
Yeah.
But it's not going to ruin the original.
No.
It'll still be a great movie. But I saw a clip of him this week, and he said he used to go to YouTube to watch a bootleg 4K copy of Dogma because there was no 4K copy. Like someone upscaled it and put it on there in 4K. And then that got into like, well, how do you feel about watching, someone pirating your movie and putting it online? And he was like, hey, look, the people that finance the movie may not like this, but I don't give a fuck how you watch it.
Yeah.
I just want you to see it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, Mr. Paywall.
I know, right?
You released that fucking movie as an NFT.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know about all that. But that was cool to hear him say. He's like, I don't care how you see it. I just want you to see it.
Yeah. It's just, I guess my thing is like, what? Because we've listened, I mean, not recently, of course, but for years we listened to Kevin Smith podcast.
10 years.
And like, he would go into his faith a lot from time to time, especially whenever he was doing his podcast with Mosier and all that stuff, right? The Smodcast stuff. And it's like, I guess maybe like listening to it all those years and hearing him kind of dive into it and him having those conversations with Mosier, who's very open to having a conversation about it. It's like, what more does he have to say about faith and religion?
Well, a lot of time has passed.
Dogma.
He was very young then. Lost his dad.
Yeah.
He had the heart attack. I mean, he is a different person.
Yeah. That's true.
25 years. I mean, hell, I'm not the same person I was 25 years ago.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't think that the cast would come, like Ben Affleck, Matt Damon, I don't think they would agree to do it if it was dog shit.
Oh, yeah. If they even come back.
Yeah.
I mean, they may not. But.
Yeah, it does say a Dogma spinoff.
Yeah. But I mean, I would like to see him take it in a completely different direction where it's like Judgment Day's happening. Does Catholicism believe in Judgment Day and all that stuff?
Pretty
the
sure.
rapture?
Yeah.
I mean, I would like to. It would be interesting to see him take it in that direction.
Like what
you
he
know
was
what I
going
mean?
to do in Red State.
Yes.
Yeah. Or that other one he was going to do was a Hell in a Handbasket.
Yeah.
He's got a problem with like Moose Jaws, man.
Yeah, I know.
Come on.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
Yep. I'm very interested because I like Clerks 3.
Yeah.
And did people hate Clerks 3?
I don't know. I mean, you know, whenever you read online comments and it's something you created, you're going to read 100,000 good comments.
And the one bad's going to stick in
They're
your
always,
brain.
the bad ones are going to be the ones that stick out.
Yeah.
Even though there's more good than bad, it'll always be, this motherfucker said this. It's like, dude, fuck them.
Yeah.
Who cares? He's got
That's
two
why I'm like,
followers.
Because in the quote he says, "Oh, he's gonna fucking ruin it," and I saw Clerks 3. Fuck him.
Yeah.
And it's like I loved what he did with Clerks 3. Like
too hard on himself. Remember there for a while he had to get offline. He couldn't
yeah.
had to go to rehab, like stay off the internet. It's like, calm down, dude. Maybe you should smoke.
Yeah. I would still like to see the Mallrats sequel.
Yep.
I was
Hell,
really
I thought they
excited
filmed
about
it.
that. I know, right?
I thought they got a mall and filmed it in a mall before they tore it down. Like,
yeah.
I mean,
because isn't that where they shot part of Jay and Silent Bob's reboot?
in
an old mall?
Like, I don't know.
I don't know either.
See, I've stopped listening to his podcast. So I don't have none of the. It's not that I stopped. I've just
He put them all.
Well, the Spotify podcast system was not quite like what the Apple one was.
Yeah.
It's just a lot.
Yes.
If you follow all the podcasts you want to listen to, your feed is just going to be constantly just full of shit. Just
yeah, for sure.
like I'll forget and I'll be like, oh shit, I ain't listened to them in weeks, and I'll go back and have a bunch of episodes, and then now there's just too many. This was back when it was like, what the fuck's a podcast?
Yeah,
it's like it's the greatest thing ever.
Yeah, I would have to open my Apple podcast app to see what the last episode of any of the Kevin Smith podcasts were to catch up on them. That's how long it's been.
Yeah.
I don't even remember.
I don't even know if they still have that app. I think they do.
Yeah, I would think they would. All right. So the Justice League status in the DCU finally confirmed by James Gunn. Since it was confirmed that Superman would introduce many other DC heroes apart from from the titular character, many fans have wondered if the DCU already has its own version of the Justice League. Unlike the MCU, the DCU is a universe that audiences are entering with metahumans and superpowered individuals having been part of the world for some time, as hinted at in Creature Commandos. This begged the question of whether the Justice League already exists in some form, and instead of being a founding member, Superman will be brought into the team. Speaking with Entertainment Weekly about the upcoming Superman film, James Gunn was asked if he was thinking about a larger shared DC team-up, to which he replied, of course, but there's no Justice League in this world, not yet. Superman will feature a team of superheroes, including Hawkgirl, Mr. Terrific, and Guy Gardner's Green Lantern, but they won't be the Justice League. Instead, they will be an original creation for the film, the Justice Gang. Gunn said what makes that team different from the Justice League is that the Justice Gang are good, not saintly. Meanwhile, Superman star David Cornsweet played coy about the potential future of the Justice League and the DCU, saying, I mean, that sounds awesome. I don't take it upon myself to think ahead in that kind of way, just because one would hate to get one's hopes up about anything in particular and then have it go in another direction. What I like to do is stay blissfully ignorant, and then when James tells me what's going to happen, I get to have a wonderful surprise. So if Justice League is in the back of my mind, that sounds great to me. I'll put it in the back of my mind and we'll see what happens.
I thought you were going to talk about that other thing that he talked about this week.
What?
James Gunn.
Yeah.
I mean, he pretty much said that Batman would be in the Superman sequel.
Really?
Yes.
Huh.
Said it.
Okay.
So might see Wonder Woman. Might.
Okay. I ain't mad at that.
Yeah, oh no. But will it be that Batman? Who knows? And it probably will be. They've pushed that movie back. They're like, he's got something going on in his life. And it's like,
Yeah.
Sure he does.
Right. I mean, if he does, I'm sure that they'll have a Batman movie come out before the sequel to
Yeah. Like
Superman,
we would get
right?
Superman and then, whatever
And then
else.
Batman.
Then Batman.
Yeah.
And that would be great. I mean, this perfect, because it looks like we're going for a little more grittier story. Even with this Superman. Like,
right.
I mean, it'd be great.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm pretty sure he said in the story, like, like James Gunn said this. This is something I think that either happened today or yesterday, and trust me, it'll be everywhere soon. Like, it'll just be all over everything. So, but he's like, it's going to be the classic. Like, I'm just paraphrasing here. Everything's going to happen, and Superman's going to happen, and then of course, Batman's going to show up because he thinks Superman's a fucking threat.
Yeah.
Because Lex Luthor's behind it. And then, of course, there's going to be some kind of battle there until they both realize that Luthor's behind it. And then it's like, oh, wait a minute. Let's team up.
So they're going to have a Martha thing going on.
But we'll get the battle. Well, it may not be like that.
Yeah. But yeah.
I mean, that was kind of.
Why did you say that name?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My mother's name's Martin.
Well, yeah, that was all the movie news that I saw for this week. I am ready for the trailers.
All right. It's quite a team up here. Pete Davidson, Eddie Murphy.
Yeah, that's kind of interesting.
Well, something's about to happen. It's wild because Andrew Dice Clay. Eddie Murphy used to be in the other seat. Now he's the older guy. Kobe. He said Reggie Miller. It's a chick. Oh my God. guessing it was his butt. No ads.
No.
He's like, not the Ponderosa. Oh, shit. He didn't say a word.
Mm-hmm. I got an ad.
Yeah. Old floor decor. All right, we got a fucking Life of Chuck official trailer 2. Did they say it was gonna make everybody cry?
Yeah, I think so.
Challenge accepted.
I'll
I'll be sitting there like,
judge of that.
like fighting it.
Yeah.
Refuse to sit there. It's literally no different than the first trailer.
Yeah, right.
Did it say
Looks
Stephen King?
interesting. Yeah.
Oh, got another Stephen King thing here. Oh, Stephen King shit.
Rent and money.
Little earring tracking device.
I was supposed to say, look at them earrings.
Code name Stranger Kings.
Mm-hmm.
Never heard of
It's
it.
probably. I know it's probably not, but it would be great if this was about the Breakers.
All right.
So it was based on that novel. Is that connected?
I don't know. I haven't read a modern Stephen King book in a while.
The Man in My Basement.
Looking for the man in my basement.
Asking him to spill his beans. You'll see why I said that in a second. Oh. Spill your beans, boy. No. Oh, here's the key. Hmm. I mean, I would just give him a direct deposit number and I would leave.
Yeah, right.
But he's gonna wonder what's down there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go look. Get a real trailer.
Okay.
Yes, Joel.
Hmm.
It's Austin Butler. Smack him back. Oh. 5 stars.
Mhm. What is
There's
happening?
a little more just COVID going on there.
Yeah, right.
I'm captivated.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm excited.
Okay.
I haven't watched this yet. You remember we saw the teaser.
Yeah.
Sheesh. 2120.
Right around the corner. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, I got an
Alright.
ad.
You know what time it is?
Violence.
You said it, man.
This dude has a trident.
You want to tell him what it's like to chew 5 gum?
This is it. Look, he's carrying all those people with it.
Okay.
Was that a
Did
show
he
of
carry him up
strength?
there just to, yeah, just to do that? Mhm. Okay.
That's all you need. That's a
Yeah.
teaser.
Yeah, for real.
I like the shoulder trident move.
Yeah. That was some next level activity there.
Trav, you said you had a recommendation?
Yeah, so I'd really like to watch Predator Killer of Killers.
Okay.
Soul American. I'm all over that.
Okay.
84 minutes, rated R. Ooh, got a 97 on Rotten Tomatoes.
Got a 7.6 on IMDb.
Man, I think we're in for a silly goose time with it.
I'm down with that. Predator Killer Killers. Checks in the mail.
Flags raised.